Hello, this is Stephan, and the presentation I'm about ready to show you is me giving a talk at ProductCamp Austin a week ago. And it's an important talk. It talks about the data that we collect at ProductHired and Talent Agent on how the job market's doing and how we find is the best way currently for you to find a job. Supposedly, it's a good presentation. I got runner up. Product Cam. So I hope you enjoy it. Check out ProductHired and Talent Agent. And I'm going to give you some promo codes so that you can use ProductHired and also Talent Agent so that you too can find a job quicker. And this market's really bad. You're about ready to learn how the market is, how the job market is, and how to find a job. Thank you. Oh, you're here for the job then, right? You can leave at any point if you want. There's the doors. Thank you to our sponsors, UT, Log Rocket, and Pragmatic Institute. I actually have no idea what Log Rocket does. You might know. Make logs for rocket analytics. Okay. Quick thing about me, I'm Stephan. I do too much stuff. I'm really interested in this space, have been for over 2 decades in HR tech, the job finding process, how do you hire the right people. I'm fascinated by it. Has tons of problems. I've never seen anyone do it well, perhaps includes myself. And so I'm always trying to solve it. So I have two startup challenges, a product hire. Product hire might be useful to you, or the other might be too. 21 years of experience. I'm old. So yeah. What we'll hopefully cover. So I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. Some of these I'm just going to whiz through. I'm going to try to save questions for you. But we're going to talk about the current market data that I've been tracking at ProductHired and Talent Agent. I'm going to tell you what to do before submitting for that next role. We're going to whiz through those things. Tailoring your resume and cover letter for applying. I'm going to try to be very tactical there for you. Finding the right job and applying, again, tactical and advanced advice and Q&A. So what's the current market data? Who's ready for depression? Okay. Who was here for my last talk at last Product Camp? Was that depressing?
I was hoping in 6 months there would be a better update, but let's see.
It's worse. Okay. Actually, the numbers haven't really changed. I do think it's getting worse, but our numbers are about the same. Definitely not better. So let's talk about engineering. It's the easiest to get a job for an engineer for my talent agent. About 6 to 8 months. That is trending towards the later now. And then manager is about 8 to 10 months. And product manager is about the same as a engineering manager, 8 to 10 months. And executive management level product, 10 plus months. We're actually seeing over a year now. Actually, I'm updating these numbers, but we're definitely seeing over a year now.
Question.
Yes?
I've been doing product camp for long, and it's been product management, product marketing, and marketing. But I wanted your perspective on average time for marketing. I know this is product focused.
We don't have enough marketing people to be able to give you that data, but I would assume it's worse in product management because this really follows the size of how many people do this in job opportunities overall. And there's less product marketing than there is product management from what I have seen. Okay. So 2019 data, this is all from ProductHired data. Average cold apply response rate was about 5%. So you're just like reaching out to, applying to something, you just like apply, 5%, not too shocking. Average referral rate, so people who actually talk to someone and like, hey, get me in, that's about a 70%. What we're seeing now is, and it's so small, less than 0.5% response rate in applications. And average referral apply rate, about 20%. So it's still better to get a referral than it is to just go to the website and apply. So, yeah, bad. Most stats, 67% of jobs are not posted. That's not my number because But I know this is what recruiters tell me. 85% of jobs are filled through some form of referral. And again, that's about 20%. We're now seeing people who are referred, they don't even get interviews. Like before, like you get referred, yeah, I was going to talk to someone. Now it's just like, 30% of LinkedIn connections. So 30% of you requesting to talk, to connect to someone will actually say yes. 50% of those will apply to a message, and 20 to 30% of those who reply to a message will actually get into a conversation with you. So referrals are harder. Companies get anywhere from, hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of applications. And most of the jobs you see have already been reposted or posted to other places. So you can see, oh, it's 100 applicants or over 100 applicants. Yeah, that's probably about 20 times they reposted. So, yeah. A survey of recruiters say they do not expect the job market to get better this year. And they keep saying that.
Yeah.
They keep saying that. I'm looking at 2026. And don't ask me what I really think unless you want, like, have some drinks. So the market sucks. So you have to be smarter, diligent, and work consistently to find a job. That's me quoting me from last time. So before submitting your next role, I mean, you all know this. I'm going to whiz through this. Recommendations, resume, brand, network, mentorship, accountability. If you don't know how to do this, go to the basics. Recommendations, get them on your LinkedIn. Be nice. Write them the recommendation letter, or at least in bullet point form, saying, hey, this is what we did together. This is what I think we did cool together. Can you write me a recommendation? They'll remove the bullets and just give it back to you. Network, you're here. You know it. You got to keep doing it. Now sell. Mentorship, get a mentor, get a coach. ProductHired has lots of mentors and coaches. A lot of people who come to these things are coaches. A lot of them are free. Go get a mentor or a coach. Have multiples based on what you need. Meet frequently. Like one isn't going to solve your problems in life. Just like, when you have trauma, one therapeutic session isn't going to fix you. Help other people as much as you give them. You know how the socioeconomics work. So go do it. So let's get to really what is going to help you. So the goal is to make it easy for a hiring manager or recruiter to see you're a fit within 6 seconds, right? Like that's what the resume is. Like it's not there to say everything you did. It's not there to say that you're the best person in the world, or it's there simply, we want to talk to this person and they must see it in 6 seconds. That first skin, they got to see it. Okay? It's not, you don't even get 10 seconds anymore. You get 6. Maybe 5. Okay, myths. Oh, I love these. ATSs do not filter or rank really based on keywords. Like everybody says, oh, you have to have a keyword match and magic. Some very few ATSs actually do this. All recruiters that I've talked to do not use it. Okay? So yes.
What's an ATS?
Applicant tracking system. Again, basics. You don't know that.
Then what it is used for if it's not filtering out based on the keyword?
So a lot of them like highlight the keywords on the side of the resume. So then it just extracts it and shows them, right? And they can search through those, right? But while some of them use, basic filtering, or like you can search the database by keyword, or there are a few tools that are using AI, but as far as I know, because of legal liability issues, companies are wary of it. Yeah. So just be aware, like, mine's a 50% match, I need to get it to 69, like, that you probably have bigger problems, okay? AI does not dig through resumes and give you an interview. It just doesn't. So if you're paying for that service, probably shouldn't. But like I know every year we talk about job scam. It's useful, but it's not. And the method 1 page rule, you can go to 2 pages. Obviously, it depends on your circumstance, right? Facts. Recruiters do spend about 6 seconds per the first scan. That's what they do. Metrics and impact are vital. That's all you need. And do not say what a product manager does. Okay. Yes, I know their job descriptions are horrible. Okay, I've complained to recruiters. Like, yes, I know what a product manager does. Is different about this company, about this role than what, but it's like preaching to the blind. Okay. So keywords do matter though. I mean, I'm not saying they don't matter, right? They're just not going to be immediately rejected because of you missing a keyword. But again, visually for the human eyes, right? They're there for them to see it. And so in ATS, it's not like some magical equation. Most ATSs are first in, first out, right? So the first 10 applicants are going to get looked at before the 10,010. Yes.
So are you saying, guys, we shouldn't worry about ATS at all? I mean, there is nothing we can do to just like go through ATS and pass it.
Well, what I'm saying is you should invest the most time on the substance of your resume and not on like stressing over keyword match, right? I'm not saying you don't have the keywords. Like you should have the keywords, right? But like if a job out the help them had Microsoft Office on its job description, which unfortunately some do, and it sounds like lift heavy objects. Egos of the CEO maybe, but no, it's more, like why do they put that there? Because they're insane. Because they have to legally probably for the company. It's just like a template. And so, you don't have to put Microsoft Word.
Write your resume for a human.
Yeah, write your resume for a human, not a machine. But don't forget, the machine does extract stuff.
And get it in there quickly, but then you're getting filtered quickly.
Yeah, I can tell you to get in there quickly, but it's unlikely to be the truth. Yeah.
6-second rule still is just like vital here, right? It's like,
Yeah.
It is a human, but don't assume that they're just gonna like, if you want them to read even every detail and pick up certain things,
Yeah.
don't make that assumption.
Exactly. So I'm going to point that out. So using AI, okay, we all know you do it. Do not let it do everything and auto apply. Like there are a million services trying to tell you, Sign will give you 100 applications a day. You deserve to be unemployed. I'm sorry. If you're like, I'm sorry. It's terrible. And I know I almost built one. Then I figured out what it really can do, and I'm like, no. So you can use AI to start the creative process, right? But you have to edit it. You can use it to like give it your information. Like, can you write good bullet points from this information, right? It can help you to do that. Writing the right prompt. And I'm not going to give you any prompts today. I'm just going to tell you what to tell ChatGPT or whatever. But I'm not going to give this secret sauce because I work my butt off to write this. But, no free stuff here. But the prompt is vital, right? You got to make sure the prompt is right. Review, edit viciously. Do not trust ChatGPT. It's evil. It's like, oh, it's horrible. But it does help in some cases. And review the words and what they infer. Because ChatGPT might use the same words, but it might move things around. And you're like, oh, they're all there. Like, what does it infer? Because you're being interviewed on this stuff, right? You're being interviewed on what you write. And just switching a few words around could absolutely infer something else that like you did something that you didn't do, right? So be careful. Here's an example resume. It's mine. I'm not saying it's perfect, but we're going to take it apart. So the summary, I mean, that's like name, sought after title. You need to put that. Don't do what I did here as VP/director. I'm confused. But when I actually apply to a job, I actually put VP of product or director of product or chief product officer. I put the right title there. Phone number, email, LinkedIn, Austin. They got to know where you are, right? Basic stuff. Resume summary. Okay, so this is something you're going to be customizing for every job application that you actually care about. Okay, so you got to bold the important parts. Again, this is to capture the human eyes. And again, I'm not saying this is a good example. This is like few resumes ago. So I'm not going to find real quick. And I did it at 2 a.m. last night. You're going to customize it bits. Like, for example, you see tech, prop tech, fintech, edtech, HR tech, and AI ML. Well, if my company I'm applying to is specifically in one of those, I'm just probably going to leave that one. And then other industries is what I'm not saying, right? But bold, they got to read it, right? And then impact section. So have an impact section. This might be customizable. You pick your top 4 or 5, right? You categorize it according to what makes sense. So here, for example, I'm trying revenue design, growth, efficiency, and funnel, because these are all the things I've worked on and interesting classifications. And then some interesting things about them. You might switch it up depending on the company you're applying to. If you have some data that's really interesting from a similar company, you can throw it out there. You can customize it. But again, bold the impact points. Okay. Highlighting skills. Okay. So this is the top skills you have based upon the job rep, right? And so, of course, I have 12 of these, and I generally use the same 12 because I'm playing similar roles and they all kind of want the same thing. But every once in a while, I'll switch a few of these out with something that's from the job description, and I'll put it there. For example, for Airbnb, like I'm a short-term rental host, so I actually put that in one of these keynotes just so they know I do this. I use you. I want to change you. And customize some of these for your application. So again, these are adjustable. I'm not saying you have to customize your whole application, but some of these sections really need to be changed or tailored to the resume, to the job description. And it's always at the top, right? Because these are going to be the most readable sections you want for me. Okay. Experience. So here on the experience, again, title, company, dates, this is all normal stuff. I like this one-line description of the company or product. So here I said I led 4 products and changed to focus on client experience, web response, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I think I've changed it since then. But anyways, give them context, right? And then I talk about impact, right? Numbers, bold. So the bullets, I always put impact phrase in bold, colon, how I did it. So you always want the impact. Sometimes I put the numbers in the front part. You can search it up, figure it out. But impact in bold, how you did it, numbers in bold. Okay, don't say like, this is what I did, blah, 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 and this is the result. Boring, you're not going to get to the result, right? Start with result and how it was accomplished, right? Please do that. Please do that. It's going to help you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
So like I'm transitioning from software development to the product
Uh-huh.
management side. I do have these bullets, but as is in developer, not as in PM, right? So what would you suggest in terms of having those listed?
Massage it as much as possible to put it in the framework in the view of a product person. So, as much as possible. This is get it as close as possible. Obviously, it was in engineering. So, but at the same time, showing your impact orientedness is important. So even if it is engineering and you can't get it too close to product, it's not like it's better than nothing. It's better than I coded software applications. Oh my gosh, that's your type. Okay. So this is something unique for me, but it might be there for you because I do too much on the side. I have side hustles like multiple companies that I run and started. And sometimes I put them in my experiences, but now recently I'm extracting it from my experiences and creating a new section. Number 1, I do want to highlight it. Number 2, I don't want to create 4 bullet points for each one because then I need 4 pages. And so I needed to condense my resume. This is how I did it. So again, I just did this with a one-line description of what it is. And I can talk on all these and I can talk about impact. I did this writing out of room. So that's why I did it this way. Cool. And so you can do things like this. It might make sense. Skills. Okay, you got to unload your skills there. This is towards the bottom. And I organized it topically. Now, this is not for me to hit the keywords for the ATS. This is so that it can start extracting data so it can show, right? So this is just, I'm vomiting the things that I've done. And as I go through job descriptions and I find one like, oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, it's not on my list. I'll just add it, right? So, I broke it into leadership, development, product management, team management, platforms, design, data metrics, marketing and sales, and verticals. And you know what? Pretty much everything fit in there. Notice Microsoft Office is not there. and I think this works again. It's just able to extract out data so that they can look at it and just check some boxes, right? But I don't think you're going to be filtered by this. Education, like me, if you're like me, I'm old. So it's at the bottom. If your experience is 3 years or more, like you probably should keep it at the bottom. It depends unless you did an MBA or something. But like experience trumps education, right? Generally, unless they're really focused on like the education or there's something interesting about your education that's super interesting or MBA or that they're really wanting, something like that. I recommend to keep off dates. I'm old, so I don't keep off the dates there. But I mean, like, what's the point? Why do you need dates? It's not important. If you got a BA or BS or whatever, write it down. You can write certifications here. I don't think dates are important. Yeah. So, finding and applying jobs. Networking is best. You already know this. Product boards. Plug for my own, I guess. Mind the product. There's some product focused ones. General job boards, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, I think is great. Always apply on the original site. So if it's LinkedIn application, but you see it on their main site, go to the main site. Okay, that's what we're finding works slightly better. Ask your community and do not auto find and apply bots. That's part of the problem we're running into now is everybody's auto applying their styles like they're just horribly filled out. So use your network, use it. Seriously, referrals are always best, always better than anything. Use third-party recruiters. They're going to help you a little bit more than just company recruiters. And, last resort, apply on the website. I mean, apply quick before others. Yes, I know I just come like, don't reach out, they don't answer. Should I apply? I don't know. Like, what do you think? It's a gamble. I mean, if there's already thousands of people who apply, then you should probably lean into the referral, right? If like you only see one person has applied, it just posted 20 seconds ago, maybe apply, and pray. So that's your point of fact. It's like seriously, pray. So the process. Did I miss it? A process, tone, and voice. How much time do I have? Anybody tell me? 7 minutes. Okay. Process, tone, and voice. Collect your okay, this is how you're going to create this stuff. Collect all your professional writing, blog posts, and everything. Attach it to ChatGPT. Ask it to analyze it, your tone and voice writing. Save the result. An analyst, grab this job description link, copy your complete text. Sometimes, things are hidden behind walls. Ask ChatGPT to analyze the job description, pull out the top 20 keywords and rank them by importance to the hiring manager to have an candidate. I'm not telling you the process, I'm telling you generally how to do this. You should figure that out. Pick your result, look it over, make sure it's logical, compare it to your resume, add any of the top words that you can argue, obviously you did it, you can do it, to your highlighted list, that's at the top. Take the rest of the keywords, look it over, make certain it's logical. Again, don't trust this robot. Add any other remaining relevant keywords to your skills at the bottom. Okay? Create. Attach your resume, copy and paste the tone, voice to ChatGPT. So you're adding all of this together. Yes, ChatGPT, analyze your resume with your. That's okay. And your I got it. I forgot what it was. Half asleep there. If it has any recommendations to prove by adding or removing important information, so like, should I add or should I remove anything? Again, figure out the right prompt for that. Ask it to improve the summary to fit better the role and impress the hiring manager. So this is where it's going to help you with the summary. And then ask it to create a cover letter for this role using your tone and voice. Okay? Please do not use ChatGPT's voice. It is horrible. I can identify it. I've seen so many people process applications, and I'm just like, trash bin, right? Use, get it trained on your tone and voice. You can do that, okay? And then, of course, use sanity checks. I'm not saying use everything it does. Like when it tells you add this, remove that, think through it. Like, should I, shouldn't I? Because there's space limitations, right? Think about it, right? You be the person who makes decisions and creativity. Edit. Update your resume accordingly using your brain to determine what's right or not. Do not trust ChatGPT. There's a thing in this. Review, look at word order, and understand sentence inference. Review the cover letter, changing details as needed. Add an image signature. I like doing this at the bottom. I have to put my signature if I'm sitting on a PDF. And combine the cover letter and the resume into one document. There's only one space in it. Like the question is, people and me and other people get in arguments about this. Do cover letters matter? They say no. I never look at them. And the other people say, I say actually, other people say, I say, can't hurt, can't hurt. And this does not take a long time, right? And again, we're not saying any of these are silver bullets. These are like I'm taking a centimeter here, an inch there, and I'm just trying to squeak above everybody else, right? Because there's a horde behind me. Application fields. If there's a special question in the application form, have ChatGPT write it, knowing your resume, cover letter, voice, and tone. And any other content you might have, review. It's goofy, okay? And ChatGPT starts learning you if you use the same stuff, right? So you'll figure it out. Advanced advice: do not leave your job before you find another. That would be a fatal flaw. I don't care if they throw things at you. Get a lawyer. Use AI. Do not use AI bots for jobs. It's stupid. Do not just click and apply at random. That's also stupid. And do not be picky if you need a job, right? Because a lot of people are laid off and they're like, oh, I'm looking. Guys, you may not find a job for a year and a half. This is a fact. If money's going to be an issue, I'd rather you eat than you find the perfect, they have food in the refrigerator, these drinks, kombucha. Like, get a job. You can worry about kombucha if you survive the next 5 years. Okay. Do you know your runway? Know your runway and invest in things to accelerate finding a job if possible. Customize and tailor at least some of your resume and entries. I'm not saying do it, don't spend 2 hours on it, but do some. Do use tools to fill in common forms. There's tons of Chrome simplify your jobs. I don't pay for that. I use the free version. It helps a lot. If you need a job, broaden your search. Consider relocation. So, all transparency, I'm looking for a job. It's very hard to find executive levels. I'm looking at Dubai. I may be doing this in Dubai next year. Who knows? Look at contracting roles, fractional roles. There's people who do this here. It's hard to get by getting it, still looking for a job. Reach out to many people at a company you're applying to and asking for a referral. Remove the fear of reaching out to strangers online. Contact them anyways. They're like, oh, I don't want to bother. What are they going to think about me? You're unemployed. You're looking for a job. Doesn't matter. Hopefully you can get a job, and then you can care what people think about you, right? Do use LinkedIn Premium, even Sales Navigator. Do use tools, I love sales team tools like Apollo.ai. And we use a lot of this to get emails of LinkedIn contacts because they don't look at messages anymore. You need to email them. Okay? Do that. Have a peer group friends, focus on finding a job, then the interviews. Like everybody's like, I gotta practice for interviews. Guys, you'll be lucky to get interviews. So look for the job and then focus on the interview problem. Remain busy, start a side hustle. Like, don't just sit there and mope. Like, you gotta stay energized, right? Gotta keep learning. Like, what have you been doing for the last year and a half? I've been looking for a job. Start a company, okay? Get counseling for depression. This is the number one problem I'm dealing with our clients. People get depressed. When you're depressed, I can help you get an interview. I cannot help you pass an interview if you smell like death, okay? And trust me, people get tough. And I work a lot with our clients in coaching them to not get depressed. I mean, there's a lot of empathy involved in this, or how to fake it for 30 minutes to 45 minutes. Seriously, this is one of the biggest problems is if you can't find a job, people get depressed. So here's an idea to try. I'm actually currently working this out, so you can do it with me. Ask ChatGPT to create 20 questions to ask you about your job at a company. So then you do this for each company. These can be general, saying, checking that, blah, blah, blah. Record yourself, answer those questions and any details. Tell stories. Create a transcript about each company from the recordings. Use this information as a mega knowledge document to feed ChatGPT. So you're telling stories about each company. It's not like a few bullet points. This is everything. Ask ChatGPT to create a resume draft. There's going to be a draft from these stories, creating bullet points. I think this is going to be a great way to create ultra tailored resumes because imagine about all the stories your bullet points don't tell. This might be my next product. Okay, sorry. Questions? Yes.
So, actually, perspective from like a hiring manager.
Mhm.
So we recently published a job for a lead technical PM for API, like very senior, very technical role. Within days, we got 2,000 people applying for it. Carpenters, real estate agents, plumbers. Uh, like it's impossible to sift because like company fired most of the talent acquisition like over last year because like no one signed. So there's like one talent acquisition guy who doesn't have time to review everything. So the only way to actually get to the top is to go for a referral.
Yeah.
And even that, like, it's really hard to find people right now because like people that are really skilled, they stay at their company and don't move.
Yeah, I mean it's a mess. Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of your resume and LinkedIn, what's your strategy in each of those, or do you actually limit?
I generally say mimic. I mean, they shouldn't be too far apart. And, we really focus on the resume. And once that's really knocked out good, then we move it over to LinkedIn and we might do slightly different things. But generally, we focus on the resume. Yeah.
So my question is, okay, I haven't had a job in a year. I did take a sabbatical. My dad died, so I was doing this stuff. And so I had been doing some side hustles, and then I had some contract work that I've done, and so I put my side hustle on top, and then contract work I haven't done for several years
Mhm.
because I don't want them to look and say she hasn't had a job in a year.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like afraid of that gap, and so moved things up at my consulting. So do you see that as a problem? I mean, if that's like I have my
I mean,
about
look,
me, my summary, itemized with my bullet points, and then those, and then I have the jobs, and
yeah, I mean, gaps are concerning, but I mean, like, there's a million and one things that can be a problem. Like, you have what you have to work with. Like titles, like I don't like the word title, they're roles, and your role should reflect what you've done. So if you have to change the role wording, I think that's fine, right? Don't lie. Like I'm always telling people, don't lie. This is one reason, like I removed months from a lot of my, I mean, it's horrible to develop forms, but I removed months from my years, number one, because I can't even remember a lot of them. Like, man, I can't remember. So like I mean I've lost all my old resumes. So I just like don't. And yeah.
so I feel like some of the projects that I've done, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago,
Mhm.
I'm putting under my side hustle and such, even though they aren't that year, because they're gonna look at my gap and see it's a year.
Well, I mean I wouldn't.
I mean,
You're asking ethical questions I can't answer that.
I know. Yeah.
I mean, don't lie.
Well,
Be
it's
able
not
to
lying.
explain yourself, right?
None of it's lying. I'm
And
just saying it's not the exact year.
yeah, and what I would say is if you're looking for something, you should be doing something that's actually good for your mental skills, right? Yes. Yeah. Whoever.
Yeah, Mark, I was going to add to this question or the comment, but basically, there's something called return shifts. I don't know if you've heard of them. Like I work for a company Cognizant. Other companies do it as well. Other big companies, but they're called return shifts. The people who've taken sabbaticals or been out of work for whatever reason, taking care of a parent, or let's say you're raising a child, or whatever reason. But there are companies that look at these qualified people, but just out of work for whatever reason, and they just have these onboarding programs and get you in the door. So they're called return shifts.
Return shifts?
Return shifts.
You do that through companies or what?
Yeah, there's if you go on LinkedIn, and you just search or
Sure.
yeah.
Sounds good. Yes.
For the last couple of people you've worked with who have found jobs,
Uh-huh.
could you tell us what their job search journey looked like and how they actually eventually landed that role?
I mean, it's brutal out there, even for us, right? And people like my client called me before we bring on someone. I have this talk, which is it's hell out there. And just because you're hiring us doesn't mean it's not hell. It's hell, right? And our job is to get you one faster. But what's faster than 12 months? Maybe 6 months, right? Like it's faster, but like don't expect something next week, right? So you have to set proper expectations, and that's really hard to break people off, right? And then we do all this stuff. I mean, the stuff I told you and some more stuff. But we do all that, and it's literally just like the grind, daily grind, and that's one thing. Like a lot of people get depressed and they stop, and that's one nice thing of having someone with you is that they don't stop, right? And that's depression is the number one problem I see. But yeah, I mean, ultimately when statistically you're gonna hit something, right? Yeah.
Can you go back to your resume? Is that just a template as an example? Because it looks like you went all the way to 2005. It looks pretty busy.
It looks pretty busy.
And the side
Well, I
hustle,
mean, it's big.
the side hustle is really can hurt you sometimes if you
I want my side hustles to hurt me.
for a job.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if you don't want an entrepreneur, I am not the right person for you.
Okay.
Because I am not signing a contract where I will not do anything outside of work. That is foolish, that is stupid, and I will not sign it. And in fact, I request an exhibit B where I will list all my companies that I'm working on.
That's good.
Because number one, I know a lot of people lie about that. I don't lie. Number two is like if they like I've turned down VP roles because they're like, you're too entrepreneurial. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? But okay, yes, Dr. Walmart, right? So yeah, like that's there as a filter for them to filter me out.
Because some companies they want you to be available.
Yeah, they're evil.
So,
I don't work because they don't own my brain. It's time to wrap up.
I just wanted to say one thing, because I know most of us are here for job search, right? Transitioning or something in career. I didn't get chance to connect with you all. So if you are transitioning or looking for a job or just wanna hang out, I'm open to connect on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, guys, go to the Product in Austin Slack group. There's a job club channel. There's lots of things that you can meet up. A lot of us are there. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn. You can. Sorry, 1 second. I feel bad about this. Sponsors, there they are. If you wanna, like, I can do a call with you on ProductHired. You can scan that code, and that'll take you to my scheduling page. Intros are free, and yeah, I'll charge you because I'm broke. So,